So my husband wants to make fun of my awesome fashion sense of wearing leggings under shorts, and I think he's just jealous because he didn't think of it first. Alright, hey guys, thanks for coming back to check out another video. So I'm excited. I have tried to do like a get ready with me before, but it just didn't work out. And yes, you should stop touching your face, but I have a bad habit of doing it. So that's what I wanted to do. I just thought it would be fun, like a little like chatty get ready with me. Like parts of it are probably gonna either be cut or like fast forwarded through, but I just thought it would be fun. So yeah, if you're into that, then just keep on watching. Okay, so the first step of any good get ready with me would be hand sanitizer, because, you know, been touching some things, so let's put that on first. I'm always like never sure like what to talk about, but you know, I'm a nosy person. Let me just straight tell you that. And if I meet you, I'm always like, what do you do? How old are you? What's your favorite color? Do you like the color red? What's your favorite movie? Are you into this? Like, I'm just nosy. So I feel like I cannot be the only one. There are probably a lot of nosy people out there, and that's where get ready with me's come in at, right? Okay. So first, I do just want to say that I won't like talk about the products that I'm using just because that would take too long, but I will leave everything that I put on my face down below. And then the second thing that I want to say is that just thank you. I am not a very like emotional kind of person. Like it just doesn't come natural to me, but I do just want to take a few minutes just to say thank you for everyone that has subscribed. It's been a wild ride. I never in a million years thought that people would like subscribe to my channel and be like, yeah, we like to hear this girl ramble. Like, so thank you. I just really appreciate it, and just wanted to say that. But now let's get into the stuff. So first, we gonna prime our skin, and I am a bougie kind of girl. We use two primers here. We gotta have a matte one and a pore filling one. So I'm gonna speed through this part just so you know. So just gonna take a minute to let that kind of settle in. What are some things that I can tell you about myself that might be interesting? I have 4 tattoos. You only ever see one of them. I'm not flipping you off. This is my wedding ring tattoo because it's not my husband who forgot to wear his wedding band. It was me who forgot to wear my wedding band. So we decided to get tattoos. But yeah, I do have 3 other ones. Let's see. I have 4 fur babies. I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about them quite a few times here. We have Jasper, who I adopted by myself. Funny story, I moved out of my parents' house into an apartment when I was 22 and spent one night there alone. I come from a very big, noisy family. I am one of 3, and there was just always some type of something going on in my house. So one night alone in an apartment by myself, and I was scared, y'all. So I was like, getting a dog. So I went to the Humane Society, which is just like it was the local, like, you know, place to get a dog, and went in, and I had all the intentions in the world of getting this lab that I had seen there, and she was so cute and everything. So I went to like take her out. I'm also using the viewfinder as a mirror, just so you know. But anyway, I went to take the lab out to like play with her, see if we'd be a good match, and she just wanted nothing to do with me, and I was so heartbroken because I was like, but I want to take you home, and she was like older, and so I was like, I'm trying to give you a good life, you know. So anyway, I was like walking around, and Jasper was in his like little cage, and he like kept not like jumping like aggressively, but like, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me. So I was like, fine, I'll take this dog out on a walk. And I was kind of like mad still because the lab didn't want to, you know, have nothing to do with me. But Jasper was just so cute and everything on the walk, and he was just so happy to be outside. And so I went back in with them, and they were like, well, do you want to adopt him? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, he seems like a good match. Like, you know, he's really fun. And they were like, oh, good, because he's scheduled to die in 24 hours. And I was like, oh, well, then he's definitely coming home with me. So I don't know. They could have been just making that up to sell him, but you know, it worked. It worked. So I got him. My husband already had he got our first cat, Misha, on his own when he moved out of his parents' place. And then together we got Connor, our other cat, and Scout, our pit bull. So they gave us like the same kind of story about Connor though. They said that he was part of a litter that was born in the pound, and he and his sister got adopted together, and then the family brought him back because they were like, oh, we don't like this cat. So again, they could have just been like lying to us to make a sob story up, but I was like, well, it worked. I'm taking this cat home. Like, that's so sad. But yeah, so that's how we have acquired 4 animals. 4 is our limit, and it's a lot. I don't think we'll ever have like 4 again at a time. Like, having 2 dogs is a lot because it's, you know, 2 times you gotta walk them, because you can't, like, we walk them together if it's the 2 of us, but like we can't walk them together if it's just 1 of us. Like, it's just too much. Like, Scout is so strong. So okay, let me quickly speed through this. I'm just gonna take the excess foundation from the back of my hand and like help smooth everything over, and it's a lot. I accidentally put too much, so we really caking this face today, y'all. Caking it. Okay, now that I look like a blank canvas, so what other things can I tell you? I used to be a nurse, and I say used to because I no longer have my nursing license, which is fine. That was my own decision. I had to step away from nursing due to mental health reasons, and I don't think enough people really talk about mental health. Like, this is not the video for that. It's not that I'm opposed to it, but you know, I just feel like as a whole we're kind of like, no, don't talk about that. It's fine. You're fine. Suck it up. You're fine. But yeah, so I've stepped away for mental health reasons, but I spent, let's see, I started out, I got my CNA license right out of high school, so when I was like 18, and then I did that for 2 years and went to nursing school, graduated, and so I've been doing it that's like the only like real job I've ever had, was being a CNA or a nurse, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I'm really, you know, not like proud, but like there was nothing else that I could see myself doing with my life. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you just fall into a job and that's the job you were meant for. Cause I just got my CNA like license because it was easy. It was only a 6-week class and something that I could like manage and get out and start making money. And so then I did and fell in love with it, and that's kind of why I went to nursing school. But I spent all of my nursing career either on a dementia floor taking care of dementia patients, obviously, or I did wound care as well, and I really loved wound care. It's like the one, like, there's a lot of stuff about like healthcare that's not really tangible, I guess, like in the sense of like if somebody's heart, like if, you know, they're having like a heart attack or something and you're taking care of them, like you can't really see, you know, because it's not on the outside of the body, whereas like with wounds it is on the outside of the body. And so it's really cool to like see it go from like really bad to like good, you know, like you can see like the healing process happening. So it's more of like a tangible kind of thing, in my opinion. So I got a lot of enjoyment out of that. I also learned a lot from that job, and yeah, really appreciated the experience. Okay, I'm gonna quickly dig out my loose powder. It's just the CYO loose powder. I'm gonna quickly put that on my face and then we'll be right back. eyes have been primed and set, and yeah, usually, excuse me, I'm like chugging an energy drink, so I'm giving myself like the pterodactyl hiccup noises. Usually I do wear like cream products underneath, like, or on top of my foundation, but like underneath powder. But I'm like, nobody got time to sit here, Haley, and watch you beat that face for 45 plus minutes. So it is summer and it is humid, so I am going to set the whole of my face with the just Ulta Beauty finishing powder. I just find that it like really mattifies everything. So far, so good. Very powdery, you guys. Okay, I don't know why I just did that. I have this like weird thing. Anyway, I have like all this makeup strewn about on the floor because this is not like the room that I get ready in. And so I'm like a little overwhelmed trying to think of like, well, what's your next step? And I got to talk and I got to do that. Like, it's a little too much for my brain. So bronzer. Bronzer is what we will do next. And like, as I'm doing my makeup, I'm like, okay, think of something interesting to say about yourself. And my mind just goes blank. I'm sure you guys have that too. Like nobody, I'm pretty sure we're all interesting, but you probably would never think that about yourself, you know, because it's your life and you've lived it. And so like I never think that it's really interesting that I'm like a nurse or that my husband is like a paramedic, but like we'll meet other people and they're like, oh my goodness, that's so interesting. But like I'll meet, you know, like that same person will be like, I don't know, like a real estate agent or something. And I'm like, that's really interesting. And they're like, nah, it's not. It's just a job. And I'm like, well, that's how I look at, you know, the things that I've done in my life. That's just a weird tangent to tell you guys that you are interesting, okay? So, bronzer. This is just the bareMineral's Invisible Bronze bronzer. It's just the one that I've like been currently loving, and it doesn't go on like too heavy, so I don't really have to blend it out as much. So here, this will be the perfect time to like ask questions to you guys too. It'll be like we're on a date. What times for video uploads do you guys like? Because I was trying to do like 10 a.m. uploads, but I just don't know, like, is that too early? Is that too late? Is that, you know, does that just not work? Like, do people want to see your stuff at like 5 o'clock in the evening? Like, I don't know, so I'm asking. Okay, contouring my nose made me think of this one. So when I was born, my parents were convinced that I was a boy. So when they went and had me and the doctor was like, it's a girl, they both in the delivery room were like, no, which I think is hilarious. My dad will deny that story all day long, but there are witnesses that they both screamed no, that they had a girl. So then, you know, this was like back in the 90s and the babies were still, I mean, I don't know. I've never really asked. I just assume we're all in that little room and people are looking in through the glass like it is in the movies. But my family is there, and the joke is that I was raised by wolves, because like my family, there are no like boundaries with them. If it's on their mind, they gonna say it to you. So anyway, my aunt is standing there and she's like, oh, that's your baby? My dad's like, yeah. And she's like, well, she got your mother's nose. And my dad's like, yeah, like, you know, he's like proud and everything. Like, he's accepted the fact that he had a girl, but he's proud. And he's like, yeah, she looks like me. And my aunt goes, well, how are we gonna tell her that she's ugly? So then when I was 13, that same aunt wrote in my birthday card, like, you really grew into your nose. You've become a beautiful young woman. And I have thought that that's funny my whole life. So, you know, there's that. Okay, let's do some blush. Some blush. I did not bring in my favorite blush. I did not bring in the BH Cosmetics palette, but I'm just going to go in with the ColourPop Frisky Business blush because I have just been loving a peachy blush as of late, and this is the perfect kind of shade. Also, I feel like I can go a little bit clownish with my blushes, and that's just not a good look. So the other day I was at Walmart just getting some like essential stuff. And the little guy that does like the greeting and he's like checking to make sure everybody's wearing a mask and stuff like that, he's so cute. He likes to, like, every time I've seen him, he tries to like give a compliment to someone, which I think is a great thing. Like, that really could just brighten somebody's whole day. So I think that's so cute. So I like went in, and I didn't have makeup on. Obviously I don't have very much eyebrows. And he just looked at me, and you could tell he was hurting. Like, what do I say to this girl? And he looked at me and he goes, "I really like your eyebrows." And I was just taken aback because I was like, what eyebrows? The things that I find funny. I don't know if you guys are going to find all these stories funny, but you know, here we are. Okay, let's do some highlighter. So I do want to take a ColourPop Supershock highlighter first. Okay, highlighter number 1 is on because, you know, we have to glow to the makeup gods. Isn't that what Nikki Tutorials used to say? The second highlighter I'm going to go in with is from theBalm. It's just the Mary-Lou Manizer. I think the Mary-Lou Manizer, it's pretty on its own. It gives like a nice, soft, like, glow from within. Like, it's not a highlighter if you like highlighter. You know what I mean? But I think it is the perfect golden highlighter to mix any other highlighter with, and then you will be beaming. So I think the Mary-Lou Manizer is probably my favorite highlighter. I'm a little lost, you guys. Eyebrows. Eyebrows are next. So I cannot talk and do eyebrows on camera, I don't think. So through editing magic, you're just now gonna see me with eyebrows. It's a little better. It's kind of weird doing all my makeup in here because it's like I don't have like the mirror that I normally use or anything like that. And then eyebrows are just always a struggle. I mean, you guys can see I don't have much to work with. So, but as my mother tells me, Haley, it's weird when your eyebrows look identical. They're supposed to be sisters, not twins. So we're gonna go with that. I think my mama is full of good advice. So, okay, so the next thing would be eyeshadow. And we're gonna try to talk while we do our eyeshadow, not explain the look to you or anything, but you know, just to make this more fun. So I'm gonna use my little build my own palette that I did a few days ago. I've just really been loving that. And then I have my brushes, I have my little color switcher, I have my rag, I have everything that I need. All right, what is y'all's favorite project pan that you do? Is it something seasonal? Is it something year long? I am just curious. I think my favorite would have to be pan those eyeshadows, just because I have so many eyeshadows and it's just been a great fun way to like rotate through, and eventually, you know, every palette is gonna look very well loved. I go back and forth on if I enjoy pan that palette, just because my biggest hang up is like whatever my pan that palette is ends up looking really loved. Like it either has, you know, shades finished off or, you know, just a lot of pan in it. And so if you open it, you're like, oh, she must really like this palette. And I want every palette to look that way. So I have, though, been enjoying having like a smaller, like my Subculture palette is depotted a little bit. So I think it's only 10 eyeshadows. I have enjoyed having like a 10 pan palette to go with pan those eyeshadows, because that's the other thing. I need like structure, I guess. Like I will not, if I am just left and it's a free-for-all and it's just like, okay, like hit pan in this many shades, but like whichever ones you want, like I can't do it. I don't know. I need guidance. I need rules. So I do think that's a little funny. I think through project panning, I have discovered more about my makeup habits than I would have ever discovered through if I like didn't do it. So I also think it's really funny, like, how did you guys stumble across this little niche community? Because I remember we had just moved into this house and I was unpacking stuff and putting stuff away in the bedroom and watching YouTube videos. And I'll never forget, I think it was Victoria Joyce, just her video came up under like recommended, and it was like her Pan That palette from like 2017, I think, like the Maybelline Blush Nudes. And so I watched it because I was like, what is this? And I was hooked. I was like, oh my goodness, like this is so much fun. And then I didn't finish unpacking our bedroom. I just spent the rest of the day watching Project Pan videos on YouTube. So and I had already, that was like in January of 2019. So I had already bought like my camera and everything, and knew like I want to start like a YouTube channel, but I was so like nervous, like, oh my gosh, like I can't do it. So I sat with my camera just in the box until March, because my first uploaded video was on April 1st, 2019. So it took a while for me to unpack the camera, put it up, like get comfortable with it and start playing with it. So, but that is one thing I want to say, like everyone is going to be different. You're going to hear a different opinion from everyone, but like if you want to start a YouTube channel, girl, go for it. Or guy, go for it. Or whoever you are, just go for it. It's a lot of fun, and yes, it is terrifying and it is scary, and it is always like, well, what if nobody wants to watch me? And you know what? It's okay. It's okay, because I'm just not going to lie to you guys, your first few videos are going to be cringy. Go back and find my oldest video, because I'm sure it is cringe city. But I'm going to leave all that up there because I think it's fun to see like the people grow as they do it, and like that they get more comfortable on camera, you know. So that is why I choose to leave my old videos up, even though they are pretty bad. And I've heard people say like, well, just film like a few, you know, test videos that you know you're not going to upload. And I did do that. Like I filmed maybe 6 or so videos to like try and get comfortable in front of the camera. But it just, no, it's not, because you, in your head, you know none of those videos are going to see the light of day. And then you film that first one that you know you're going to edit and upload. And it's like, you're going to be nervous. You know, I don't know. I've heard people throw around like, oh, it takes about 100 videos before you're like comfortable. And I think that threshold is different for everyone. So like, I think I'm sitting at like 130 videos or something. And I feel like, tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like I got comfortable on camera quicker than, you know, that 100 video mark. So, yeah. But yeah, that's my long-winded way of saying that if you want to start a channel, do it. And you don't need like the most high-tech equipment. Like my camera ain't nothing, like it's a nice one. I'm thankful that my husband bought it for me, but it's nothing like super fancy, you know. And I just film in front of a window. I have like a little ring light for when it's cloudy, but you don't need the biggest and the bestest setup. It's just what I'm ultimately getting at here. We gonna go grunge today with the eye look, I think. So I'm gonna take a grungy green. All right, what is your favorite food? I have a toss-up. I love redneck nachos, which is just Lay's potato chips with melted cheese and hot sauce on them. So that's what my family calls it, is redneck nachos. That is one of my favorite snacks. And then I love pickles. I don't know. I drink the pickle juice. I know some people that grosses them out, but like I love pickle juice. I don't know what it is. So what is the weirdest food that you eat? Because yeah, I would say mine would be pickle juice. But just as a note, pickle juice is a great anti-inflammatory, or it helps with upset stomachs. So keep that in mind the next time. Okay, I put on my little sticky base. It's just my like DIY cream eyeshadow that I did for the Partners in Cream project pan. Are you guys into that? Are you into like DIY makeup? I think those could be some fun videos to do if you are like into it. That's another thing, like I want to make videos that you guys want to watch, obviously, but I also just want to make videos that I would want to watch. So sometimes, you know, It might not seem interesting to you, but it was interesting to me, I guess. So let's see, what else can we talk about as we round this off? I don't know, this isn't exactly the look I had in mind, but I'm not mad at it. I am definitely not mad at it. Okay, I can't talk and do my eye makeup. I've just discovered this. Okay, I like the way that's looking. And now we gotta pick an inner corner shade. I used to never do like inner corner shades because my eyes, like, it just, TMI, but it gets really gunky in there. But you know what? I've just really been loving inner corner shades. So I'm gonna take this bright yellow. I forgot to grab my Essence eyeliner, the peachy one that I do in my waterline. So you're not gonna see me put that on because I'm too lazy to go and get it. But just know that I do typically wear that every day. All right, you're never allowed to judge any eye look until there is mascara applied, so I will be right back. All right, I went ahead and did like lips and everything too, but like I said, I will leave everything that is on my face down below so that you can check it out that way. I really like how this came out. I'm still just so loving my little build your own palette, which makes sense because it was a build your own palette, but either way. So I feel like get ready with me's are kind of hard because it's also like I'm an open book. I don't care. Like I will, oh, this stretch feels nice. I will talk about anything and everything. I can stretch too because I have a black t-shirt on and you can't see sweat stains. Stay on topic. I am an open book and I don't care to talk about anything. So if you have like a question or, you know, you want to hear something else, like some other topic, like let me know down below because I did enjoy doing this. I think it was fun just to like sit down and do my makeup here in front of the camera. Even though this video is probably gonna be a little cringy because it's the first one I filmed. But yeah, so this could be like a recurring theme. So if you have any questions, just leave them down below. But that is what I will leave you with. I hope you guys are having a good day and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.